Hello and welcome to Apex Instant Tips, episode number 207, brought to you most Fridays at 12:05 Eastern Time. We're your hosts. I'm Anton.
And I'm Marwa. Hi, Anton.
Hey, Marwa. So today's tip is going to follow up a little bit on the theme of security that we had the other day with the CSP. And CSP was really about keeping evildoers from injecting something into your application. Today's tip is something we've covered a little bit before, but a little bit of different, and it's about having your actual users not be able to do things that you don't want them to be able to do. So it's not so much that they're going to inject something, it's that they may have access to things you don't want them to do. And so, Marwa, I know you've got a great tip for us. Like always, we try to squeeze in a lot in minutes. We'll see how close we can get. I might cut you off there. You've got sort of 2 or 3 tips here, really, in one. I have the Echo 2, which I will put on my headphones and see if that solves it. It just showed up. So, Marwa, why don't we jump in? We'll let you talk, and maybe my echo will go away.
Okay, so thank you, Anton. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. I have an application, so tell me if you start seeing it. Okay, great. So this is an interactive report on departments, and when I click on this one, on the link, I go to the form page. So the idea here is that to see how are we going to secure our form and do not let the users who are not supposed to be able to update or delete these data to stop them from doing it. So imagine that I have this department and I want to delete it, but I don't want certain people to do it, so I'm going to hide the button on this page. I can do it using a dynamic action, CSS, so by hiding the button delete, it is supposed that we are no longer able to delete this department, which is not true, because just by doing a simple JavaScript here like this, submitting the page with the request delete, I'll be able to delete this department and it's gone.
And so that happens if you hide the button. What about if you put a server-side condition or an authorization on the button?
Yes, so if you put server-side condition on the button or
an authorization scheme?
Yes, you will still be able to submit the page through a simple line of JavaScript like I just did, and then delete the record from the table. So let's go to the page designer and see why that happened. It's because our form and our process that does the save of the data are not secured. If you go to the attributes section of the form itself and take a look, we have a section that's called edit authorization. It has 3 authorization that we can add for add, update, and delete. So in my case, now I'm doing delete. Let's secure that with an authorization scheme. And just to let you know that I'm not an HR, I don't have the right to do HR stuff. So this will return false. Now let's see if I can delete the department, even though if the button is there. So here, we're going to do the same thing. We will submit the page again with the delete. The content is still there because now I'm no longer authorized to do it because of that authorization attribute that I added to the delete, and I can do the same for update and add. This is the form. Now we have the process, and it's not secured with the authorization scheme, but in this case, it's because the form is already secured with that scheme. So usually we want to secure also our processes because we won't have forms all the time. We may have just Apex page items and then PL/SQL processes on the page like this one. And so we won't have that attribute of authorization scheme on the form section. We will have only our processes. In that case, I may create a process for insert, update, delete. So I should secure all of them with the authorization scheme, right? One by one. And each process will be executed when the button create and update and delete will be pressed. So that's
Right.
the whole.
Yeah. So normally you're right. Normally anything you do in the rendering, you also have to do in the processing. So it's really important. But the forms do have this. It's different. You do them if you're using that form. You do it all sort of in the rendering column with those attributes. And I think I, for one, often forget to even hit the attributes tab to know that it's there. That's great. Marwa, you actually have 1 minute and 20 seconds left.
Okay, so remember that we secured our form with the authorization scheme for the delete. I will do that also for the update really quickly. Even the update and the add. And I'm not HR, remember, so I'm not supposed to be able to do those actions on the department's data. But still, here I can see that the items I can change the value of these page items. So I suggest, on top of adding the authorization scheme to the form and process, you should add it also to the buttons, so that the button won't appear if you're not allowed. And you can secure the whole region, the form, as a region, not the form. You go to the attributes of the region itself, and in the read-only section, you want to pick expression and make all the items on the page read-only on that region. And that way...
So, yeah, so this says not apex.authorization. And
yes,
that not's key, right?
Exactly.
Because
that's the keyword.
That's perfect. That was exactly 5 minutes, Marwa. So 5 minutes, and then it's well, is it read only now?
It is read only. I'm double clicking, nothing is happening. I don't have the cursor.
Okay.
The buttons disappeared.
Right, because if you have HR rights, then it's not read only. If you don't have it, it's so that not is key. Okay, excellent. Well, you made it all the way through with all the topics in 5 minutes. Congratulations, Marwa. I was not expecting you to squeeze in the read-only portion within the 5 minutes. Excellent. So, well, that's all we have today. I will say I did love the xkcd.com for today. So I encourage people, I don't know if I can put it in the comments or not. I'm going to see if I can, if it will take a URL. There it is. That's today's xkcd. That's, it's particularly about geologists, but in this case, it's the same kind of thing. If you let your most technical folks get to do the design, you get stuff like this. Some people will love it. So that's it. Anything else from you, Marwa?
No, thank you. I'm going to take a look at your link.
Okay. Well, people have wasted a perfectly good 8 minutes with us today, perhaps a record. Thanks, everyone, for showing up, and we'll see you next week. Do all those things.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.